found to be the best one because it doesn't really drop your stats by that much at all, and your fire rate is 735 rounds per minute, so you definitely need more than 30 rounds. The 75 rounder I found to be way too excessive, but if you really want it, then put it on. Just keep in mind that your ADS speeds are going to be horrible if you do put on the 75 round magazine. So today, let's go for the 45 round magazine. Next on the optic, this is purely preference. I just really enjoy the Cobra accuracy sights, but you can put on whichever one you want. The whole logic behind the Cobra accuracy sight is that you don't have to put on a riser because it already comes pretty high off of the weapon. Therefore, your iron sight posts are not going to bother you at all. So I will be putting on the Cobra accuracy sight, but just keep in mind that this is truly just all preference. So pick whichever one you really want. Then for the rear grip, the Scorpio rear grip is the best one here because of the huge amount of control that it gives you. This is kind of crazy. This +6, it drops your vertical and horizontal recoil by a huge amount. And it also helps with the firing stability. This is going to make the weapon super easy to control, and it's going to make up for what we're about to do with the stock. So let's put on the Scorpio rear grip. Last but not least on the stock, the Skeleton Sniper stock is the one that I have found to be the best one here because it really only costs us a little bit of control, mainly in the form of firing stability here, and yet we get a huge amount of handling, so that means better ADS speeds, better ADS movement speeds, exactly the right amount of stability. This is going to make the weapon super easy to control because your visual shake is going to be minimal. So although it hurts our control a little bit, the rest of the stats are absolutely huge. Now, that accuracy, if you don't know, maybe you're new, the higher the accuracy, the tighter the shots are when firing from the hip, which all that means is that your hip firing is going to be better. That is all that accuracy does if you're not aware. So I see a lot of people in my comments all the time thinking that accuracy has to do with recoil control, and it doesn't. It is all about how tight your process is going to be when you're hip firing. And on a weapon such as this one, where you're really going to be using it for the mid-ranges, you do not care pretty much at all about accuracy. So let's put on the Skeleton Sniper stock. Now let me show you the stats before we do the calibration to the weapon. Notice that we have increased the range by 5 meters. That means that each one of these gets pushed out by 5 meters more, which is very nice to have, and we have better muzzle velocity, but it doesn't show up here. Next is the control. You can see we have dropped it by a lot. We have 33% less recoil than original, and our current firing stability is actually really good. This gives us a lot of space to calibrate in a second here. Moving on to the handling, it has barely gotten any worse from the default stats. 55 milliseconds is really not that big a deal, but we are going to but along with your current ADS movement speed, this is going to get a huge increase after the calibration, so you're actually going to be able to strafe with this weapon quite well once we're done with the calibration. Then the stability, so you can see the stats, we have the current lens stability while firing being 0.23x, which is kind of ridiculous. That means that you almost have no visual recoil at all, and your breathaway range is really not going to affect you that much, all the while you have a lot more current breath holding iteration, that means you can hold down your breath as you're shooting to have even more recoil by exactly this amount. But let's go make this even better by going to the calibration screen here and starting off with a barrel where we move the weapon all the way to the maximum for the extra firing stability. Usually I would go for ADS movement speed, but this weapon is meant to be more of a mid-range weapon, so the firing stability is actually really useful here. Then we move the length all the way down to the minimum for the extra ADS speed so you can ADS a lot faster. And we're actually going to use it because now when we move the foregrip to the maximum here, the placement, we're actually going to hurt our ADS speed, but in exchange we're going to get a lot of extra control, which I think is totally worth it. For the thickness, we're moving it all the way down to the minimum for the extra ADS movement speed. We want to make sure that we can strafe as we're shooting. Then for the rear grip, the weight limit all the way to the maximum for the extra control. A little bit of instability, but that's okay because as you saw, our stability is already ridiculous, so even if we hurt it just by a little bit, it won't really matter. And the thickness all the way down to the minimum for the extra hip-fire aim speed, and especially if you are new, this name is not very intuitive. This is actually affecting your ADS times, not your sprint to fire time. So that means that we get 4% better ADS times overall, which is really sweet. So let's move on to the stock now, where we put the weight limit all the way to the maximum for the extra control, and the cheek pad placement all the way down to the minimum for the extra ADS ADS movement speed, and as I said, the more ADS movement speed, the faster you're going to strafe as you're shooting. That means that people are more likely to miss you. And last but not least, on the optic, the eye relief all the way down to the minimum here, negative 20 millimeters, so that you can see as much as possible inside of your optics window. Now let's go back to the modified screen and check out the brand new detailed stats. You can see that the damage and all of this just doesn't really change at all, but when we look at the control, this is pretty much 50% of the total recoil that we used to have before on the AK-12, which is pretty much nothing. You're really not going to have to control this very much, and that little bit that you will have to control is going to be super predictable because of our current firing stability. Moving on to the handling, you can see that our current ADS speeds has gotten better, and same thing with the ADS movement speed. That means that we're going to be able to strafe as we're shooting a lot better, and our ADS speed of 344 milliseconds makes it quite easy for us to actually bring up our weapon even when we're being surprised, because most people have an ADS speed of around 400 milliseconds. And lastly, on the stability, you can see that not much has changed because of the calibration. These numbers are still amazing, although we did sacrifice a little bit of current breathway range and movement stability so that we could get the better stats. That is because, as you can tell, these numbers are still insane, and none of that calibration affected your current lens stability while firing. That means that your visual recoil is still going to be minimal. And now that you know the stats and we have dialed in our attachments and calibrations, let's hop into the firing range to see how it handles. Now for the first magazine, I'm really not going to control it at all. I'm just going to let you see what it looks like whenever I just have the mouse off my mouse pad and as you can tell, it went up to the left a little bit and then to the right just like this. So you gotta do the opposite, which is what I'm gonna do now, to try to get the best grouping that I possibly can within this circle. Remember that it went up left and then up right, so we're going to be going down right and then down left. And you can see the grouping is really not that hard to handle at all. And now for the third magazine, I'm actually going to hold my breath so you can see how much easier the recoil becomes to control, and I'm trying to keep it in as tight of a grouping as I possibly can. And that is actually kind of ridiculous. Bullets are pretty much that's just how easy it is to really handle. Again, this is the type of weapon you definitely any single range, including that was 100 meters there, and I barely missed any bullets. The AK-12 has been extremely good for a few months now, and I'm glad that I was able to go back and squeeze everything that I possibly could out of it. I think you'll definitely have fun with this new version. And now that we have the build locked in, let's jump into a 120 kill game in trench lines to see the setup in action. Enjoy! We're in trench lines finally! Finally we got this map. I haven't played it in such a long time. I'm very excited if you can tell. I'm on the attacking side with the AK-12 playing as Tempest, one of my favorite characters. Let's see what we can do. Kill real quick.
Let's lock in, I'm going to
get her again. Yep, there we go. Back up, back up, back up. They all saw me, so I'm kind of scared. Okay, let's capture A here. We're doing pretty well. The match is pretty much full. Thankfully, we filled up pretty quickly this time.
Oh, come on, mate.
Usually takes a little bit longer, so I'm very excited that we actually filled up in a reasonable amount of time. Stick to the point so we can get the extra points. The longer you're in the point and the more kills you get while you're in the objective, the more score you will get, which is exactly what you want to level up faster, to just get more merit in general. You just want as much score as possible. See, I know I can get up. Yeah, there we go. Oh, she was not expecting that. Poor Tempest.
That overhead kick, remember? I think
oh, she has no health.
Shit.
Fine. Oh, I got him at 86 with a headshot. I couldn't even see him. I was just shooting into that smoke and hope to hit, and it worked.
Ping pong over the room.
Get her on the head. Good. I always want to get the guy on the turret.
It's classic, isn't it? Classic.
Now, did I expect that person on the right? I did not. Let's just get out of here. This is why I like playing Tempest. You can do the naughtiest stuff with her to show up in the most random of places. And you, even if you die, you just come back to life because of your ultimate. If you just got the game on console and you want to be pretty much immediately hated, use Luna. That is a fast track way of getting everybody to hate you. Where's this guy at? Is he not going to show up? Well, I got the one that was healing him. I'm pretty sure that the one that was attacking me was this guy, and he had died earlier. Got him. Look at that, how little recoil. Oh no. Bad timing to start that sentence, apparently. Wait a minute. Am I dead here? No, I'm alive. Wait, let's use my ultimate. Let's get a second life. I still got 27 rounds. It's pretty nice.
It's always ping pong.
That's
with you,
another
big
thing
bro.
that I like about this. We got 45
It's the
total, so you
game.
really don't have
It's
to
the
reload
fucking
after
game,
every
mate.
single kill.
Alright, I'll
And
show
you can
some
maybe even
tiki-taka
hold off from
non-ping
reloading.
pong,
It's gonna be
yeah?
1 now.
Want to see some piggy style? Oh,
Do
you want to
not-
see some piggy style, do you?
Oh god, okay, I'm alive, I'm alive. Do not let the
Literal
medics
definition
live.
of ping pong giving
That
the
is a
ball away.
big thing.
Fuck.
If you're new to the game, you just got the
Shit.
console version,
Oh,
for the
have a
medics.
fit yourself!
go for the medics.
Damn it.
And don't pay attention
See,
how
what
I'm
fucking
killing them
trouble it
behind
now?
the smoke sometimes.
Oh,
I just get
you see,
lucky,
'cause you
okay,
took
I
me out of
swear.
my natural
Oh, I
game
hear you.
flow, mate.
No. Oh, that guy's too
mate.
good.
That's your fault,
that.
eh?
Just
Cool,
get
I
out of
think
here
we
with
do,
my ultimate.
bud. So
Second
after this
life,
game,
second
I'm
life.
gonna
I see somebody on the
log out,
right.
Log back in and see if we get it. I think it's supposed to be at
Yes.
midnight. Oh, piss off, you big hairy dog's bollock! Ugh! He's done me again, mate. Right, I'm out of here, mate. Bollocks. What?
Perfect. There we go. Now reload, and then we're gonna do this again.
All right, fuck off, pal. Shit, guys. All right,
Oh, they have no idea that I'm behind him right now. But I know there's one coming this way. There always is. When I least expect it, there always is. Oh,
not there
God.
either. What the frig? Right,
What
let
is
me
this
log
guy
out
up to?
real quick.
Did he not realize that the points were taken?
This may be my last 15.
Bad idea from him.
Oh, Steve, you'll get another.
Oh, look at that.
You'll get another few. All right, I'm just going to close it down. I just got to get on my